Christmas is the perfect time for inviting people to attend church services. In the state of New Hampshire, only about 20% of the people attend church weekly. That compares to a rate of 40% nationally. Many millennials are misguided, perhaps misinformed over some controversial cultural topics. One ministry is helping to educate New Hampshire high schoolers about biblical values, and they're leading them to Christ. Joining us now is Kaylin Tuttle. She's youth pastor of Grace Capital Church in Pembroke, New Hampshire, and she and her husband Phil are founders of the One Nation Conference. Kaylin, thanks so much for joining us. So what's the purpose of the One Nation Conference, and why did it get started?
Yeah, so about 5 years ago, my husband and I were on a mission trip to Russia, and God just dropped this phrase in our hearts, one nation under God. And he just began to speak to us about how this was not just a phrase, but a promise for our nation. And he started to speak to us about how if we want to win a nation, we have to start winning campuses, because it's on campuses that the hearts and minds of young people are formed. And so we started really going after high schoolers, middle schoolers, and university students in the state of New Hampshire. And our conference, One Nation Conference, is really a time where all those campus ministries can come together to get equipped, to get empowered, and to really be challenged to win their campuses for Christ.
Well, tell me, how specifically are you focusing on high schoolers?
High schoolers is our biggest ministry right now. It's definitely, I think we're on about 26 high school campuses right now. So it's pretty much our main focus.
Well, what specifically are you doing to reach them?
Yeah, so basically we go into schools and we set up student-led clubs. So we don't want to just go in and preach to students. We really want to equip students to be preaching to their peers. So what we do is we equip students to preach the gospel, to lead Bible studies on their campuses, and that they would be the ones that are going in and doing the work of the ministry.
And building relationships, I'm assuming.
Exactly, yeah. So they're not just clubs where all the Christians can gather, but we're really encouraging them and challenging them to win the lost. They're the ones that have friends on campus. They're there every single day, when we just come in once a week and support and encourage them. But they're really the ones that are on campus every day. They know the students, they know the teachers, and they're really the best ones to be able to win the lost.
And what kind of reaction have you received?
Surprisingly, many people think that that we're not allowed to preach the gospel on public school campuses because of separation of church and state. But what many people don't realize is that as a club, as a student-led club, we have as many rights as any other club. So, for example, if a chess club wanted to come in and meet every week and bring in guest speakers, they would be able to do that. And so as a Christian club, we have the same exact rights as anybody else. And when it's our heart and mission to be a blessing to the school, instead of just coming in with our agenda and forcing our opinions, we really seek to be a blessing to the school. And so they actually welcome us in and love that we're there.
And what are you doing for this Christmas season?
For this Christmas, we're basically allowing our students to really ask the question in this Christmas season, how can we reach our school? So some of our students are, actually one of our middle schools is putting together an entire breakfast for all the teachers in the school. So they're just going to put a big spread for all the teachers just to say, we love you. Thank you so much for everything that you do for us.
So tell us about the mission trip that you have planned.
Yeah, so we're basically, we're going to Ireland this summer. We're going to be doing a mission trip there. And my husband and I, our background is in soccer. So we're going to be putting on soccer camps for kids and taking a team of 15 female athletes, high-level soccer players who we're going to compete in games and matches and really just use the sport of soccer to minister the gospel.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun. Ireland, what a great place. And what are you urging Christians to do during this Christmas season? It's a special time. I'm sure there's some things we can do.
Yeah, I think we're just urging Christians to not just stay in their churches and in their Christian bubbles. We really feel like God is leading us to get out into our communities, to get out into our cities and into the spheres that He's given us. We know that as youth pastors, for so long, it was easy for us to just stay in the church and wait for everybody to come in. But we really believe that now's the time to go where the people are, to get out, to serve, to be Jesus to people in our communities, whether it's in the schools or in the workplaces or on the streets or whatever it may be. This Christmas season is such a good time to be able to get out and to serve the people of our cities.
A very simple concept, be the church, not just go to church. So,
Exactly.
Kaylin Tuttle, thank you for joining us today, and may God bless your efforts.
Thank you so much.